In this video, I want to talk to you about the number one thing that everybody needs to make it as a live streamer. And no, it's not talent. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Susie and welcome. We are in the middle of a series entitled How to Win as a Streamer, where I'm using almost 7 years of live streaming experience to share some tips and tricks with you to hopefully help you win as a streamer. So I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, go back. We'll put a link in the description below. Catch up on all the previous videos. I really promise they're going to add so much value to you as a streamer. Today, we're talking about the number one thing that I believe every single person needs if they even have hopes to make it as a live streamer. And when I say that one thing that everyone needs, you might all of a sudden be thinking maybe a high-end equipment, maybe a really cool studio, or ultimately you just might need a super crazy amount of talent. And I want to tell you, it's none of those things. It's something that is free to everyone and is something that every single one of us to do. The one thing that I think all of us need to make it as a live streamer is a willingness to pay the price. What I mean by that is you need to understand that for everything in your life will always come at a cost. Nothing good is ever free. You will always have to pay a price, including live streaming. So many people, when they think about streaming, they always focus on what price is going to be made. Subs, donos, fame, likes, all that. They always think about the price that's going to be made. They don't think about the price that needs to be paid. And I want to encourage you, if you want to be a live streamer, there is a price to be paid. And in this video, I want to walk through 3 things that have to do with the price that it's going to take to be a live streamer. The first one, when it comes to the price, is you need to ask yourself, is the price worth paying to me? And only you can answer this, because everyone is different and it doesn't make some people bad or some people good, but you need to ask, is the price worth paying to me? But it's the grind, the long hours. Are you willing to put in those long hours? And the reality is, as a streamer, you're not getting paid hourly. So you might put hours of work into something that you're not going to get paid for those 3 hours or 4 hours or 7 hours of research that you are doing. There's some long hours. Is that price going to be worth it to you? Is the price worth paying of the fact that you might not get to do certain things that you enjoy? Like you might have to give up raiding in World of Warcraft if you don't feel like raiding is really good stream content for you. You used to love being able to do it, but you don't really think it makes the best content. So you might have to stop raiding because you need to prioritize content in your stream. There might be some things that maybe you enjoyed doing in your free time that you might have to give up and not be able to do anymore, because in the beginning stages especially, you're gonna have to put in some really crazy hours. And is it worth giving it up to you? Is that price worth paying? And here's what I see happening in live streaming all the time is people complaining about the price that they're paying. Now, don't get me wrong. We all have our moments. We have our struggles. I too have my moments where I feel like I want to scream in a pillow. I have moments where I complain to my wife and all those kind of things. All of us have those moments. But here's really what you need to do as a heart check is you need to really ask yourself, if I'm always complaining about the price, do I really believe the price is worth paying? Because if it's worth it to you, you won't be complaining about the price you're paying. You'll be rejoicing about the reward you're receiving. I have never, ever met a successful person who accomplished their dreams in a healthy way, who said, man, yeah, it came at a high price and it wasn't worth paying. I've always met people successful who accomplished their dreams who said, you know what, it came at a high price, but if I had to go back, I might do a few things different, but I would pay the price again. The second thing you need to understand about the price is that if you do not have people in your life who also believe the price is worth paying, you probably won't end up paying it. Here's what I mean. If every time your friend gets those tickets to go to an event that you've always wanted and you say, hey, I can't make it, I got to do this live stream of a brand new game. If they're always saying, bro, forget the live stream, man. It's not even worth it, dude. Just come out with us, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's only a matter of time before that starts negatively affecting you. This is the struggle for many young married people who one wants to chase the dream of being a live streamer, but the other doesn't want them to. And the difference is one believes the price is worth paying and the other doesn't. And that almost always leads to you never being able to pay the price, even if you wanted to. And so the thing for me, the only reason that I have made it this far in my career, and we got a long way to go, we got dreams, we haven't even scratched the surface, but I would have never achieved where I am today if it wasn't for my wife, who also believed the price was worth paying. When we first started streaming, we had a window of opportunity. I started streaming almost 7 years ago. Things were very different. We understood the time was now. If I do not chase this now, we will have missed the window. And I literally left everything behind. We sacrificed so much so that I could leave my job behind, and my wife, who was only working part-time because that was the opportunity we were given, we found a way to just simply survive on one part-time salary. And if she had said no, right then and there, right then and there, the whole thing would have been out the window and I would have respected it. But she said yes. It doesn't mean there weren't struggles and difficulties along the way. We grinded. Man, I'm surprised I didn't have blood bleeding out of my ears. We were grinding so hard. But she did it, and I did it. And we did it together because the people in my life and my wife, we both believed the price was worth paying. The third and final thing I want you to understand about the price is, please understand this, that the price of building is always higher than the price of upkeep. Here's what I mean. If you want to build a house, like upfront, pay cash, because that's the building cost. Like going into debt and taking a mortgage like most of us, like myself, do, that's not part of the upkeep. That is part of the build. That is part of the purchase. We just happen to, most of us, really, we bought a house that we actually didn't have the money to buy, right? So we had to go in debt for it. But you gotta understand, like the building cost is paying for the house upfront. And if you want to build a house from the ground up, like you want to literally dig holes in the ground and pay people to build the foundation, it is a tedious process that not only costs a lot of money, but takes a lot of time, a lot of frustration, and it is a huge price to pay. Time, energy, finances, mental energy, all that stuff. The building cost is very high. And at first in your career, the building cost will be very high. Very, 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 very high, because the cost to build is always higher than the cost to upkeep. And the reason I'm encouraging you this is for one reason and not for another reason. The reason I'm encouraging you with this is to understand that you will pay an outrageously high price to build a live streaming career, but there will reach a point where you can lower that cost to a more sustainable and livable price that you'll pay for the rest of your career. The beginning cost of what it takes to build is one that, thank God, you won't have to pay and you won't be able to pay. The price is so high, eventually, if you do not make it in that window, you will not be able to keep paying that price. Physically, as a human, you have your limits. You will not be able to keep paying that price. But here's also what I'm not communicating to you, is that eventually, once I reach a certain level of success, I can just stop trying. I can just coast. I'll get comfortable. No. Because if you stop paying the price, they'll turn your lights off. You stop paying the price, all of a sudden, why is it so cold in my house? There's no heat in here. You got to keep paying the price, but be encouraged. The price is less than the cost of the build. There will always, always, always be a price to pay. But once you make it in a certain level of your career, you can keep on putting out more videos that now you put the same amount of effort as your old videos. I'm not telling you to work less or not try as hard. You're putting in the same amount of effort, but now that one video makes you the amount of money in that one video as your old 1 month's worth of videos just to make you. And so now there's a higher return. And so the price feels less, but also you can probably actually go on a real vacation and not come back and have 0 subs. There's still a price to pay, but it just won't be as high. And all of this all comes back to, is it worth paying to you? I've had many people within my circle of influence tell me over the years, but people tell me, the only reason you got there, Susie, is because, you're talented and you have a cool announcer voice. And some of that is partially true. I will not lie. But other people will also tell me, the only reason Susie made it and some of us didn't is because he started 7 years ago and things were different. If I had started back then, I would have made it too. It's impossible to make it nowadays. It's not impossible. It's just difficult. And I'll be honest, I do have an advantage that I started so long ago because there was a lot less streams on Twitch. Those things are partially true. But I can promise you in the most humble way that I can say it, the reason I've achieved what I've achieved today is I was willing to pay a price that most people aren't willing to pay. It doesn't make me better than people. All it means is that the cost was worth it to me. And the cost isn't worth it to a lot of people. And the question you need to ask yourself, is the cost worth it to you? It was worth it to me. And I was willing to pay it. But are you? Friends, hope you've enjoyed this video. And I want to say thank you so much for taking time to spend a few minutes of your day with me. Hey, if you got value out of this video, give this video a thumbs up. subscribe to this channel. And again, let me know in the comments, what other videos do you want to see in this series? But last but not least, I'd love to get to know you a little bit more. Join my live stream, link in the description below. Again, I stream Tuesday through Saturday. Would love to get to know you. Friends, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one.